What it do, y'all? Bread Tuck Rob, Bread Tuck Legacy Podcast. This is the Bread Tuck Legacy Podcast going live on the gram right now, man. Y'all know what it is. Go grab my book, Defeating the Struggle, Journal Entries of a Conqueror. Defeating the Struggle, Journal Entries of a Conqueror. Available right now on Amazon. Get that ebook or get that physical copy or get both, man. Both worth it, man. Quick story about that, man. Now, you know what? I'll get back to that. Check this out, man. From Monday to Saturday, I went to summer camp, man. Had the pleasure of working with young teen boys, man, and just being able to have real talk with them, having real dialogue with them. J Sam Leadership, what's up, fam? That's my great homie, man. Go grab his he has a leadership class on udemy.com. So go on udemy.com and look for the Strong Leadership course by Jarvis Sam. Strong Leadership course by Jarvis Sam, man. Great course, man. I've grown from it. Very inspirational, and it's to the point, man. It's about 41 minutes. It ain't one of them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour courses, man. It's straight to the point, man. But y'all know what it is. My partner Mo Yana, man. I'm gonna release our pod, man. I'm gonna release that show as a podcast. But I had the pleasure of going to summer camp and working with some young teens, man. Check this out, man. A few teachable moments, man. A few teachable moments that happened at the summer camp. And I had about 13, 14 boys, 11 of them young black men. Check this out, man. On one of the last days, the young men and the young women went to the swimming pool. Now, I'm with the young men. Me, my cousin, and another brother was with the young men, and then there were some other grown women with the young girls. But we come together outside of the cabin and go hoop and do all them other things. And I get young dudes. Young dudes when girls out there, they want to put a little extra on the basketball. The Iverson crossover because they got the young ladies out there. I get it. I was 16 once. I was 15 once. I was 14 once. Let me sip. And I'm sipping because I'm 35 right now. Not sipping because I'm 16. Drink responsibly. Let me take a sip. But check this out. After we finished swimming, we're on our way back to the cabin. A young white girl was walking with me because she left her stuff in our cabin. I told her she could leave her stuff in our cabin. Long story short, because we were trying to get to the pool, we were trying to make moves. So the young white girl and two of her friends are walking with me back to the cabin. And I low-key felt, uncomfortable because I don't like being around young girls like that because anybody could say anything, but it was all good, whatever. And I'm making little goofy conversation. Hey, are you going to be a camp leader one day? Haha. I'm really nervous because I don't be around young girls like that, man. Even when I'm at school, when I'm at work, I'm working with the boys. If I'm around young girls, other grown women are around. That's how I do it. Because in today's world, man, you look crazy out here, man. Or women or young girls have the ability to make you look crazy. But anyway, I'm walking the young baby back to my cabin. My boys are following. And she goes in the cabin, and I kind of stand outside. I'm thinking she just going to get her stuff and go. But, she's in there a little long, and I'm thinking, man, why is she in here? Whatever. But I eventually go in because my boys were coming in, and she goes, Teacher Girl 79, how you doing? And she goes into the freezer and gets one of the kids' snacks. And it's cool. It was on some, hey, I'm getting snack. What they gonna do about it? That type of vibe, which is cool. And she comes out the kitchen, and one of the black boys, was like, girl, I'm gonna pour this water on your head, just playing with her. And she gets nervous. You know how white people get that nervous laugh. And she's like, stop. And I'm looking at the situation. I'm like, whoa, ain't nothing happening here. And then she kind of rushes for the door, and I get to the door, open it, and just Get her up out of there. But I sat my young men down, and I was kind of glad that happened so I could have a real teachable moment with them. I sat my young men down and I told them, hey, man, that's real life. And that was my way of, excuse me. And I went on and elaborated, and pretty much in so many words, because this isn't my camp. You know, this camp promotes equality and all that type of stuff. I'm on some other stuff when it comes to that. That's another podcast. I think black people should be working on domination, because we ain't never been equal in this country. We will never be equal. We need to demand dominance and work towards dominance and exercise our dominance. That's where I'm at. But anyway, and I set this young man down and I told him, I said, hey man, you guys you can't play like that with everybody. Everybody doesn't get the joke. Everybody doesn't understand you. I understand you. I know that you wasn't threatening that girl. I know that you're not a threat to that girl, but the world sees you as a threat. The only woman that can handle you is a black woman. Because see, if that was a black girl in that situation where the white girl felt threatened, that black girl would have either snapped back, she would have either flirted, or she would have either just been like, boy, stop. Ain't nobody checking for you. Ain't nobody scared of you like that. Because black women rise up and black women understand black men. So that was I had to share that with them. And I also had to let them know that, hey man, what if this was a college campus? Man, this girl could run back to the deans and be like, hey, them black dudes in there scared me and rape or whatever, and now your life is thrown away. Now you doing time in prison for no reason. Now your dreams are taking a hit for no reason, because you thought it was all good with everybody when it's not. Let me sip to that. Let me sip. This is what happens with a lot of black people. We get around other people and we get comfortable and we let our guard down. And I hate to say it, but that shouldn't happen. In this world, black people with other cultures, and I'm not preaching hate, I'm not preaching anything. You watch the news. You look at the news. Look at the news. Look at everything that's going on. Black people have to have their guards up with other cultures. Because these other cultures don't trust you. These other cultures see you as a threat. These other cultures don't respect you, and they don't mind testifying against you to help throw your life away. You just trying to be there for your family, but you get too comfortable. You get too comfortable with other cultures, and they'll do what it takes to get you out the paint, because you are a threat. Not that a lot of us are just going to be violent towards other people, but they know, other cultures know that when we put our mind to it, ain't nobody that could stop us. Don't let us have the support of a strong black woman. Oh, it's a wrap. Huh? Because when we put our minds to it, we dominate. Whether it's physical, look at sports. When have you ever seen another culture's version of a LeBron James? I'll wait. Another culture's version of a Michael Jordan? I'll wait. Another culture's version of Michael Vick? I'll wait. Another culture's version of Serena Williams? I'll wait. In basketball, the white people had Larry Bird. And Steph Curry is pretty much doing what Larry Bird is doing at a shorter height. Mentally, who built them pyramids, man? So when we're together and we're on and mentally just on one accord, we dominate. That's why we're a threat to others. So that's why it's easy for other cultures to want to throw us away. But anyway, I had to sit my boys down and explain that to them, man. And that was a bonding moment for us. They were able to see that I had their back and I understood them. I'm them. I'm just an older version of them. That's it. Check this out too before I get into the other topic, man. Speaking of my book, Defeating the Struggle, Journal Entries of a Conqueror. Defeating the Struggle, Journal Entries of a Conqueror. Available on Amazon right now, man. Go grab that book, man. $14.95 for the physical copy, $9.99 for the ebook, man, because I put my heart into that. Let me sit. And when you put your heart into something, don't let nobody devalue what you did, because you put your heart into it. They don't know what you went through to create that. They don't know what was in your heart when you created that. So don't ever let nobody devalue what you do. Let me sip. And I got my backup ready. Check this out. This incredible idea came to me, man. I was in church yesterday, man. I have the privilege, or excuse me, I was in church this morning. I have the privilege of going through my book with the teens, with the teen boys. So I get a group of teen boys twice a month, and I'm able to sit with them and we visit chapters of my book and discuss it. Defeating the Struggle. Check this out. I have a chapter in my book, chapter 9. It's called oh man, I should know the chapter in my book, man. This what's in this thing. Let me take a sip. Chapter 9 of my book, Create Options for Yourself. I'm sitting with the youth talking about my book, Create Options for Yourself, man. And it's basically about, you can't just have your mind locked on one thing. You have to be able to maneuver. If one thing doesn't work, what else can I do? That's how you make yourself more valuable. Check this out. And one of the boys in the class, he had a long day, man. He was going to sleep, and I'm calling his name. Hey, fam, you got to wake up, man. We talking about some amazing content right here. You got to wake up. And within that conversation, something just hit me. Create options for yourself. Ask these kids, do they play video games? I say, hey, how many of y'all play video games? Everybody raise their hand. I say, what you play? I asked them, I say, what you play? Some of them, I play Madden. I play Xbox. I play PlayStation. I say, how much them Xbox and PlayStation cost? Man, Xbox, PlayStation costs $500. The game's $70. I said, check this out. Y'all play these games every day. You spend $70 on these games. Y'all are experts at these games. Why not get into that field and get that money? That just hit me. I said, you guys are 14, 15, 16 years old. Going to college is an old model. Create options for yourself. Look at what's taking over right now. The internet, the World Wide Web, coding, technology. Why don't y'all learn how to create these games that you're playing? Check this out. I'm about to say something very important. You need to get money in the things that you love to partake in. Example, I love books, so I wrote one. I love podcasts, so I created one. You need to get money in the things that you're interested in. And them boys' ears begin to open. Their ears begin to open. The boy that was sleeping, he woke up. He really got into what I'm saying. I say, check this out, man. I was playing John Madden back in '94. It's 2019 and that game is still around. I said, think about that. And before I could continue, they kind of laughed because they knew where I was going. I said, you do the math. I was playing that back in '94. They still making the Madden games. And y'all buy the new one every year. These games cost $70. And they make a new one every year. So if 1 million people buy this $70 game, that's $70 million. And not just $70 million, because they're going to recreate that game next year. They're going to update that game next year. I said, y'all got to get some of that money. Y'all playing the game, go get the money. Create your own game. Let's be owners. How can we figure this out, man? Let me take a sip, because I said something there. Y'all got to figure that out. Y'all got to go get that bread. Y'all play the games. Why not make them? I asked him, how much do them game consoles cost? $500. $500? If 1 million people buy one, that's 500 million. Now, of course, you're not going to get the whole 500 million, whoever, whatever warehouse created the game system, they're going to do all that and that. But all that's going to kind of, you going to eat well, though. And then in another 5 years, you going to make another one. That's all Xbox. I was playing Super Nintendo. There was regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo, what is it, GameCube. Then they had the Wii and whatever else. They like Nintendo XD or whatever else they got out now. But it's constantly upgrading. You're going to constantly get your money. You have to be a part of the industry that you spend your money with. Get in there, man. That's what we have to encourage our kids to do. Let's not push them to be teachers and all. That's cool. You want to go get some real money. Take care of your family for generations and generations. And we need to tell our young black men that. And then I thought about that, man. I had them boys hyped up in a 1 hour church lesson. And we ended with ownership. Ownership. That was my final word. So that's going to be my continuous theme. Ownership. Ownership. And then it hit me. I said, aha, this is the idea. Every church, every black church in the U.S. should invest in a black youth. What does that mean? When a young youth has an idea that they want to create something or own something, the church should use some of that church money to back them up. The church should use some of that church money to fund their idea. That way they're not in it by themselves. They don't feel alone. They should be backed by that church money. Tithe money that everybody's paying. Back these youth, man. Help them get their ideas off the ground. A lot of black people have issues when we shoot to the bank and try to get a loan. But we got the church. Let's back our youth. Let's encourage the youth. Now check this out. We start out, this is the plan. When a youth comes with an idea that they want to start a business with, there's a board that sits over and make sure everything's on the up and up and something that we can take seriously. We let them have that money, but then on the back end, we create a contract that says once this thing takes off to, whatever, a portion of that money has to come back and help fund the church. Black economics, investing in the youth. Now, the issue that you have with people wanting to give tithes, that's not an issue anymore because they kind of see where the money's going. We're investing in the youth. We're creating black business owners. Black business ownership should be created in the black church. We have all these black churches. We don't have black banks, black supermarkets. We got a few here and there. But let's start from the church. So that's what I want to say, man. Black ownership, man, should start from the church. And I know that with taxes, they separate church and state, but there's some way we can figure it out. We smart. We overcome everything. We figure everything else out. We took a pig and made the intestines food. We can figure this out. Let me sip. I'm on a roll today. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm on a roll today. Check this out, man. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is creating this $100 billion plan to help black people with home ownership. I love it. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. Excuse me. People got on me last election, because I didn't vote, and I feel like I had a good reason why I didn't vote. But people who thought clearly, because you got a lot of people that just jumping out here saying, you didn't vote, you stupid, and all, But when there were some people who logically explained that even though I didn't care for the presidency, I should have voted, locally. And they had a point with that. I'm man enough to say when someone has a point, so I'm gonna make sure that I vote locally. But I didn't care for the presidency because I think they all liars. They just support every other agendas other than the black agenda. And I'm about, people vote their interests, and I'm about, hey man, what are we gonna do for black people? Obama really didn't do much for black people, and I'm not even mad at him. He was in a position to where, the White House government isn't here to uplift black people. So he was in their house, doing what they wanted, whatever. But Kamala Harris is doing something that that's kind of got me like, okay. She is putting together this $100 billion plan to help decrease that wealth gap between blacks and whites. Now, I'm all about the reparations talk. I've been listening to the reparations, seeing where we at with that. Let me see. I'm with that. And I'm not talking about that for any other culture. We're the ones getting shot by the police. We're the ones who help create, who put America where it is now. As far as economically, we need some bills that are in line just for us. Yes, black people. Yes, no other culture, just us. I'll let other cultures figure out what they want amongst themselves, but us, we need something for us. So I'm paying attention to the reparations thing. But I do like this $100 billion plan to help decrease the wealth gap amongst black people and white people. Now, this plan is supposed to help black people with closing costs and down payments. And to my understanding, it would assist us with up to $25,000. Now, when I say voting for my interests, I already have a house. I'm in a home. But this would help other black people, and I'm with it. Because it's not just about me. I said this last podcast. It's not just about us. It's not just about me. It's about us as a collective. Right? And then it also says something within that proposal about it helping to kind of make your credit card situation look a little better, make your student loan situation look a little better within this process. So I say, okay, Kamala Harris, you got my attention. I'm hearing what you're saying. Now I have to pay a little more attention to her because she's creating a plan that is going to affect me and my people. That's important. See, when you come with all these other agendas and you're lying and you trying to help everybody else, that's, you say it's for everybody, but then not really, just like feminism. This feminism movement, for all women, but it don't really help black women, but that's another story. But when you come with a plan that's going to affect black women directly, black men directly, black people directly, you got my attention. So I'm paying attention, man. I'm going to see what Kamala Harris is talking about, man. I might have to shoot a vote her way. I might have to campaign her way. And I will say this before we leave, man. Check this out. To all my people who are talking bad about people who don't vote, how about you help us out? Instead of just talking bad about people to make yourself feel better about voting because you went out there and voting, won't you kind of look at what every candidate is offering and kind of give everybody the Cliff Notes version of it so you can help people who aren't voting have a better understanding of what's going on. Won't you do your part? If you're not willing to do that, shut up, because you sound stupid. But y'all know what it is, man. Bread Tuck Rock, Bread Tuck Legacy Podcast, man. This is the Bread Tuck Legacy Podcast. Defeating the Struggle, Journal Entries of a Conqueror. Defeating the Struggle, Journal Entries of a Conqueror is available right now on Amazon.com, man. Go grab my book. $14.95 for the paperback, $9.99 for the physical copy. And like I told those young men, you have to get money in the things that you enjoy. Get money in the things that you enjoy. I enjoy podcasts. I created a podcast. Not yet seeing money, but that can come. I enjoy books, so I wrote one. So I inserted myself in the things that I enjoy. And I would encourage you to do that also, man. But y'all know what it is. This is the Bread Tuck Legacy Podcast. This is the Bread Tuck Legacy Podcast. And I'm the Bread Tuck. Y'all mucho, take it easy. H-Town all day.